Hello, internet friends. I am back, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I don't think many of you know this, but for the last 9 years, I've worked as a writer for various online dating websites and apps. I mostly write dating advice for single people. I do some dating advice for people after divorce and stuff like that as well. And I thought today, why not do it for my YouTube channel as well? Why not? So I posted on my story and I asked the men that follow me to send in some dating questions that they have, and I will answer them for you today. I would like to say as a quick disclaimer before I get started, this is just a bit of fun. Don't take anything I'm saying too seriously. Ultimately, if you feel like you're struggling in your love life, you may want to maybe speak to a therapist or something like that. But if you just kind of want to have some random advice, I'm here and I'm going to do it. So let's go. Okay. First question. Best way to make up after an argument. I think the most important thing is to verbally and physically, if you're together, show them that you're not angry anymore. Don't hold that resentment. Don't be quiet and withdrawn. Make an effort to touch their hand or to say, I'm sorry about what happened before. I think that's as simple as it is. I think it's just best to just make your feelings clear that you don't want to be fighting anymore. Don't be withdrawn. Don't wait for them to make the first move. Just touch their hand and just be like, I'm really sorry about what just happened. Next one. What do women like in a man? I think this is an interesting one. Physically, it definitely varies. I'm a big fan of guys with beards and longer hair, whereas if my best friend prefers clean-shaven men with short hair. So physically, I think it can vary a lot, but I do think some traits that are just kind of universally attractive to most women are to be confident, not to be cocky or arrogant, but to be self-assured and to have to believe in yourself, I guess. And then also, humour is always a good one. It is important when I say that obviously, once again, humour changes for different people. What you might think is funny, somebody else might not think is as funny. But I think generally, kind of a humorous attitude and an ability to kind of laugh at themselves and the world is always a good thing. So I would say self-assuredness and humour are the most important things. And physicalness is different for every woman. Okay, next one. How to start dating after 12 years of being single. I've tried dating websites, no thank you. Fair enough. If you don't like dating websites, that's completely your choice and you shouldn't use them if you don't want to. However, I do think they are undoubtedly the most effective and easiest way to meet somebody in the modern age, especially if you're in a country where you're still experiencing lockdown or anything like that. And if I wanted to meet somebody, I would personally use a dating app. But if you have the confidence, of course you can meet people in real life. Of course that option is there. I would probably suggest taking classes. If there's something you like, do that, take a class, and maybe you can meet somebody with a similar interest. I think that's more effective than going to a bar and kind of hovering around and approaching women that you find attractive as and when. I don't think that's necessarily as good of an option. But I do think taking a class could be a good option. However, I think that dating websites are easier than taking a class. So, in my opinion, I would use dating websites, but if that's not for you, maybe take a class of something you like, a cooking class, it could be yoga, it could be a class at the gym, and the likelihood is there will be women in those classes, and you can get talking to them and you'll have similar interests, so there's a conversation starter there. So that is what I think. Why is it so hard to find an attractive woman that isn't insecure? This is interesting. I think a lot of people have insecurity, and I think being attractive doesn't take away insecurity. For instance, I'm very lucky that every day on YouTube I will get lots of comments saying, oh, you're beautiful, and it's very nice. But I will also get comments that say stuff like, oh, your teeth are awful, or oh, you're too thin, you should put on weight. So just because someone is attractive to you doesn't mean that they haven't received mean comments about their appearance at some point, and that will lead to insecurity. So I think just most people have insecurity, and I don't think attractive people are exempt from that in any way, shape, or form. I think as the phrase goes, you could get 100 compliments and you'll forget them all, but if you get one insult, you'll remember it forever. So I think even if someone is attractive to you, they probably may still have insecurities. I have a crush on my best friend's other best friend. I'm in high school. She is also in my class. That's interesting. I mean, just go for it. Tell them how you feel, and if they don't like you, then move on with your life. It might be a bit of an ego, a confidence hit, but I think it's better to say how you feel. Doesn't seem like it's your best friend's best friend. So no, they're not dating each other, right? So if you're single and they're single, and your best friend doesn't have feelings towards them, go for it. If your best friend does have feelings for this person, you may want to think about which friendship is more valuable to you, and is it really worth rocking the boat just because you like somebody. But as far as I can tell, it's just, yeah, you're both single, there's no issue. Go for it. Say how you feel. Good luck, my guy. We're all rooting for you. Next. What type of conversation should I have with a woman on the first date? I think the first date is probably a good time to keep it light. Don't get too serious. I definitely don't bring up your ex-partners or anything particularly private or personal to you. I think it's just a good chance to get to know each other. Keep the conversation light, talk about your friends, your interests, your hobbies. Try to get a few jokes in there if you can. I think it's really good to I think having a laugh with somebody increases attraction and helps to kind of make the date more comfortable, because first dates can be a little awkward sometimes. So yeah, just keep the conversation light, keep it funny. Don't bring up your ex. Never bring up your ex on the first date. Okay, next question. What should I do if I have indirectly been friend-zoned by my crush? I mean, I guess, once again, I hate to repeat the same thing again, but just say how you feel. If she has friend-zoned you, she might not think that you like her. So she will just be happy to be your friend. If you make your feelings clear and she knows, then she can proceed. There's a chance that she will say, I'd rather just be your friend, I'm not interested in a relationship. But then you know where you stand, and you won't keep pining after her. Or she will say, I like you too, let's go out sometime. And then, yes, you're winning. So I think it's worth it. Even if she says no, I think it's better to know so that you can move on, rather than waiting around and hoping that there is a chance that she does like you. If you know she doesn't like you, it will be a lot easier for you to move on. So, good luck either way, my guy. Good luck either way. Next one. How does a man start dating in his 50s again after being single for 5 years? I think the main thing is changing your mindset. Don't see being single for 5 years as a bad thing. Don't see being in your 50s as a bad thing. There are lots and lots of women out there who are single in their 50s. There are lots and lots of single women who have had time off dating, and that's just totally normal. Instead of seeing yourself like that, see yourself as a funny man who wants to start dating again, or an interesting person, or a kind person who wants to start dating. I think just if your mindset changed slightly, that will help. It could also be helpful if you wanted to use specific dating apps that are suited to kind of maybe there are mature dating apps, things like that. That could be a good option if you're worried about feeling maybe like you're too old for Tinder or something like that. Even though you're not, you can totally join Tinder, do whatever you want. But yeah, just change your mindset. Don't worry about the fact that you haven't dated for a while. I'm sure you're a catch. I'm sure you're a great person. Okay, next one. Man with no kids, woman with kids, could it ever really work? It depends on you, I think. If her having children is a problem for you, then no, it probably won't work. But if you like children and you like her kids, then I can't see it being a problem. It could be worth thinking to yourself what your issue is in your head. Is it because you don't want to have children ever? Is it because you don't get along with children? Is it because you want to have children but you just don't want to help somebody else raise their children? Because all of these are fair points, and ultimately it is up to you. But I do think it's worth really thinking about this before pursuing the relationship too far, because you don't want to be maybe introduced to the children and then leave their life, as that could be difficult for them. So I think, yeah, it's up to you really. Is it an issue that she has children for you? I think for many men it isn't, but if it is for you, then you shouldn't do it. Okay, next. My girlfriend doesn't show me love and care towards me, but she says that she does care, but she's unable to show it. Well, it's good that you have said to her, I wish you were more affectionate to me. That's the first thing, is open up the communication. Let her know that you want her to be more open and physically intimate. And it's kind of difficult because obviously you have said that and she's basically saying that she's unable to. So it might be worth asking why. Is she had traumatic experiences in the past that make it hard for her to be affectionate? Does she struggle to open up? Are you very early in the relationship and maybe she doesn't feel comfortable yet? Who knows? If those are the issues, then maybe you could work through it. But if the issue is just that she is not actually a very physically affectionate person, then maybe you're not compatible in the long run. But potentially she could be willing to open up and be more affectionate. And if you really like her, maybe you'd be willing to accept less affection if it means being with someone you really like. So I think that's another conversation that you should have with her, and try to find out if there is a reason that she hasn't mentioned for why she doesn't like being affectionate. And then if there isn't a reason, I think it's just time for you to think about how important is it to you. Next, if I don't know a girl, how is the best way to approach her without being creepy? This is a difficult area. Personally, I have pretty bad social anxiety when I'm out and about, and there's not really any situation where I would ever want a man to come up and ask my number or anything, because it just puts me in a situation where I feel like, oh, sorry, I'm not interested, and that's an awkward situation to be in. So I would rather no one come up to me in public to ask my number. But if you want to, there is certainly a way that you can try and do that respectfully. Definitely don't approach any woman if she's by herself. If you're in like a space and there's nobody else around, I wouldn't walk up because that could be really intimidating. But if you're in a public place during the daytime, like a coffee shop or something, you see a woman you like, I would suggest trying to make eye contact with her from a distance, not like, just be like, and if she looks back, smile at her, and if she smiles at you, then potentially there could be an opportunity for you to walk over and say hi. But I would say, try to make eye contact with her first, smile at her, and I wouldn't walk over if she doesn't smile back. If she just looks at you like this, then that's, I think, an indicator that she isn't interested and you probably shouldn't pursue it. But if you do look at her and she is like, then maybe that could be an opportunity for you to go over. I would just walk over and just be like, hi, I noticed you and I was wondering if you'd like to take my number. Just keep it that simple, don't have a giant paragraph before you walk over, just a simple sentence. And if she says no, or that she has a partner, or that whatever, just be like, okay, great, have a nice day, and then walk on with your day. But yeah, that would be my suggestion if you want to try that. Although once again, I just feel like online dating is so much easier. Okay, next. What is more desirable, an attractive face and body or a genuine, sweet, fun person? So I guess you're saying looks or personality. I mean, for me, personality, and I think that's the case for most people. Yes, it's important to have sexual attraction. Yes, it's important to be like, a level of attractive. But I don't think most people are out there expecting a supermodel partner or anything like that. They just want someone they're attracted to, who they're compatible with. So personality is more important. If looks are more important than personality and you really would rather be in a relationship with someone who is incredibly annoying just because they're attractive, then dude, you need therapy. No offense. How do you tell a girl that you're dating that you have a balloon fetish? Interesting. I mean, I guess probably I wouldn't bring that up on the first date because then it can seem like you're just looking for sex or something like that. But if you've been dating a girl for a while and you are quite close and it does feel like the relationship is going somewhere, then I would say it's probably a good time to bring it up. I would just kind of bring it up casually. I would just say, this is maybe going to sound a little weird, but I just want you to know that I do have a balloon fetish. And then let her respond to that. Maybe she'll want to pop balloons with you. Is that what the fetish is? Or pop balloons? I'm not sure. I'm sure she will help you with your balloon fetish if she really likes you. If she doesn't, then you can decide if you want to proceed with the relationship without that. But I basically would say just don't bring it up until you really think that the relationship is going somewhere. Because before that, it could just seem like you're being kind of creepy and seeing her as a sexual object or saying something that she's just doesn't know you well enough to want to know about. But if you've been on a few dates and you think it is going somewhere, bring it up. I hope it goes well. Good luck, my balloon friend. What can I do to stop being friend-zoned? Ooh, this is a difficult one because, of course, if you meet somebody, you do want to be funny and charming. But there is a level to, are you coming across like a friend or are you coming across in a sexually attractive manner? I think the best thing to do is to ask yourself that when you're in these situations. Don't just focus on just being like a nice guy or something. Ask yourself, as in your head, think, am I presenting myself? Am I making it clear that I'm attracted to her? Or am I just making her laugh? Because if you make it clear, then I think it'll be a lot easier. Next, how can I date a girl who is taller than me? Oof, this is a painful one for me. I am 5'7", so I am taller than the average girl, and the majority of my exes have been about my height. So while I'm not taller than them, if I wear high heels, I might be taller than them. It's never bothered me, and for most of the men I've dated, it's never bothered them either. They really haven't cared. It's not been a big issue. The height difference hasn't been huge. But I have dated one or two guys who have really cared, and they have kind of been like, oh, I wish you wouldn't wear high heels tonight. Can you wear flat shoes? And if that's the case, then I think you're just not compatible. If you like a girl and she's taller than you, but you cannot stop thinking about the fact that she is taller than you, or when you're together, you're thinking that maybe you don't look good together or whatever, then I don't know. You just need to work out, can you get over that? Because I don't think, it's not a big deal to me. It's not been a big deal to a lot of the men I've dated, but it is a big deal to some people. In the same way that I don't care about dating a guy that's over 6 foot, but some of my friends would rather date a guy that's over 6 foot. It's all preference, baby. Next, are flowers for a first date over the top? Should it be much more casual then? I would generally say yes, flowers for a first date is over the top, especially if you met on a dating app and she's effectively a stranger to you. The exception to this would be if you are getting back with an ex that you haven't that you have a lot of history with, or if maybe you're taking someone on a date who you've been friends for years and there's always been something there. In that case, then yeah, I think the sentimental move could be a really good idea. But generally, if it's a first date with someone that you don't know very well, I would hold off on the flowers. Get the first date out of the way. If it goes well, bring flowers to maybe the second or the third date. But yeah, you wait on that first date. Calm down. Slow your rolls. Okay, next. How can you tell if her intentions are solid? Do her words match up to her actions? I think that's probably the best way. I know that sometimes people could be like, oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't text you all day, or blah, blah, blah. I was really busy. And then they'll won't text again for another 5 days after that. And in that case, their words are not matching their actions. They're acting apologetic, they're acting like they like you, but their actions are showing you completely otherwise. So I think the best way to know that someone's intentions are solid are they are consistent and their words match their actions. Okay, next. I have PTSD. When is a good time to reveal I have mental health issues? This is completely up to you. Your mental health journey is your own journey, and for different people this will be different. If you struggle a lot with your PTSD and it's a big part of your life, then it might be worth bringing it up sooner rather than later, especially if there's like a chance of you having an episode or being triggered by something when you're with them. I think most people, we're in a really good time now where I think people are being more accepting of mental health problems and they're trying to be more understanding if they don't have them. So I think just be honest and just say when you feel comfortable. That could be the first date. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying on the first date, I have PTSD and it affects my life. I think that's totally fine. But if you don't feel comfortable saying that and you want to wait a few months, that's fine too. I think with mental health, it is so personal to each different person. So if you don't want to say anything for a while, that's fine. But if you do want to say something on the first date, that's totally fine too. And if they don't understand that, then they're not a good match for you anyway. Okay, final question. What's the best way to catch someone's eye? Take off all of your clothes and start running around swimming. You will have caught every single eye in the room. All of the eyes will be yours. They will all be on you. No, do not do that. Please do not do that. That would be public indecency. Don't do it. I think probably for me, one of the best ways to catch my eye, and this is the case for a lot of my friends, is, look happy if you're out with your friends, be smiling, be confident, be talking, be laughing. Don't be like obnoxious. Don't be like loud or, that would be annoying. But I think something that I find attractive is when I see somebody who can kind of, they look like they're having a good time and they're with their friends and they seem happy. So I think for me, that's a big one. Or the naked thing. But no, don't do the naked thing. Okay, so that's all the advice I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, it's all in kind of good fun. You don't have to take my advice seriously. I am by no means some kind of love expert, but I hope this was helpful for the people that did send in questions. Please like and subscribe if you would like more videos like this. Because I will happily do more videos like this.